Name is Nonima Dikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to look at what was happening last week, the entire week. We're going to just summarize some of the things. Last week was different, guess that. It was different. If I tell you, last week was different because Ubongani Dansi decided, I'm done with this. Let me bring another strategy. The danger in keeping him there is that he keeps getting clever. And unfortunately, Baloyi does not see it that way. Okay. Now, last week we had one of the most shocking courtroom exchange where Bongani Ntanzi flipped pressure back onto Advocate Baloyi and exposed cracks in the state strategy. Now, it was a different week because of that. It wasn't just cross-examination anymore. For the first time last week, Ubongani Ntanzi stopped playing defense for his case. What he did there, he started attacking the narrative. The state pushed the cell phone records, movements, and alleged links, but Ntanzi kept responding with one theme. One, that evidence doesn't prove what you think it proves, okay? And that's where things got uncomfortable for Baloyi. And even Judge Rata herself had already noted the intense and repetitive questioning from Baloyi. And he was also irritated, even though he can voice it out. I don't know why, but he was irritated. With the defense arguing it was meant to exhaust Ntanzi, it was too much. Last week, the defense was like, okay, especially Melika Ntanzi's lawyer, Ramza. Now, the first thing, the phone record trap and the counter-attack from Ntanzi. What Baloyi tried heavily on a cell phone data plus tower locations to place Ntanzi in key moments. Ntanzi's response was this. He flipped it instantly. Those records don't prove I was the one using the phone. Why this hit hard for Baloyi? He introduced reasonable doubt on Ntanzi about phone, who was owning the phone at that moment. Do you understand? Yes, it was my cell phone, but it was not with me. Someone else had it. So who was having the phone at that moment? He suggested multiple users or shared devices. He said they were busy with my cell phone. Now I was arrested. I couldn't have used that phone. He shifted responsibility back to Baloyi. He was like, yay, see yourself out, please. Now, the data exists, but the identity behind it is not proven. And Baloyi cannot say it was Ntanzi that was making calls or it was Ntanzi that had the phone at the time. This is massive evidential gap in criminal law, no matter what Baloyi can say. Okay. Secondly, the wrong person to ask strategy. Oh, he used it. He's using it this week also. Baloyi's angle, tying Ntanzi into conversations and relationships. Ntanzi's counter. He repeatedly said that question should be asked directly to the person you are talking about. That person should be answering that question that you are asking me, not me. Go ask the person. Why this was dangerous for the state? It redirected accountability. It exposed missing witnesses or weak links. It made Baloyi look like he was forcing answers from the wrong source. This is subtle but powerful because in court, you don't win by suggesting connections. You win by proving them. And Baloyi is struggling, Kesan. Number 3, Rustenburg versus Marikana moment. Oh, Baloyi was really humiliating himself at this point. Baloyi's attempt, he uses tower data to contradict Ntanzi's location. Ntanzi replies, he calmly dismantled it and said, all those places fall under Rustenburg. Excuse you, Rustenburg is a big town and it has smaller Nyana places. So what do you mean? Hey, yo, why this shook the narrative? He exposed that Baloyi geographically Mbingwiti is problematic, okay? Undermined the precision of tower evidence, showed how technical data can be misleading without context. This was a classic data is not equal to certainty kind of vibes. Undanzi dealt with Baloyi then. Then I wasn't there. Wall. He created a wall. Umdana is sick and tired of it all. He even created a wall for himself because what the heck? What the heck, Baloyi? What the heck? Umdana decided that's it, I'm done. He created a wall for himself to save himself from the entire mess Baloyi created. He decided, I am not doing this with this man. This old Madala is really messing up my life, ne? And I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this with him. So that was that. And I loved it. I loved what Ndanzi did there. Okay. Now, number 4, there was this one of the wall that he created. Baloyi tried to pin Ndanzi to calls, contacts, movement patterns. Ndanzi's strategy, absolute denial, but structured. He was not just denying. It was not random. He kept repeating variations of, I don't know that, I wasn't there, that must be answered by someone else who is involved in that, not me. Why this matters, this isn't just denial, it's controlled distancing. He avoided contradictions, he avoided to refuse things J. He refused to speculate. He stayed inside what can be proven versus assumed. Now, that is legally disciplined testimony. Look at what Baloyi has done for that. Trained him legally. Trained him legally. Number 5, now the biggest moment ever, shifting the burden. This is when Ndanzi really turned the tables. Instead of defending himself, he forced the state into a corner, prove that it was me, not explain the data, but link the data directly to me. Baloyi flipped. Baloyi flipped Gesana. That for me was Bongani Ndanzi saying, I got this. And I'm not going to go down for shit that I don't know. Now, last week revealed a lot, Gesana. 1, the state is relying heavily on call records, associations, movement patterns. 2, Ndanzi is attacking identity behind the evidence, interpretation of data, missing direct links. 3, the result. The case is becoming a battle of interpretation versus proof. Now, there's one thing that is powerful that happened there. The power shift from Baloyi to Ndanzi. Why this is huge, let me tell you. Last week exposed something critical. Ndanzi is no longer reacting. He is strategically dismantling the state's assumptions. And when that happens in court, that's when doubt grows, pressure shifts, momentum changes. Even Judge Rata knows Judge Rata, he has to respect what one does. Even him, he knows. Now, this wasn't just cross-examination. This was a warning shot to the state. You may have the data that you claim you have, but you don't have certainty. And in a case like this, that difference can decide everything. It can decide everything, and there is absolutely nothing Baloyi can do at this point, sadly for him. Sadly for him, there is nothing that he can do. Ndanzi dealt with him big time. Ndanzi dealt with him because in a case like Senzo Meyiwa, that difference is not small. It's a difference between suspicion and reasonable doubt. And Baloyi, there is nothing that he can do. Absolutely nothing. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Do you think uBongani Ndanzi did well last week? And uBongani Ndanzi is still standing? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.